David,
Hey, Jack. How are you?
fantastic. How are you doing?
Doing great. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year to you. Is this going to be the year of cabin?
Well, we hope so. The first few days feel like a whole month. I think Pride just said sort of the same thing.
Okay. Because this is what we're looking for. 100 baggers.
Absolutely.
10
Absolutely.
baggers is very 2020. 100 baggers is the new 10 bagger.
Well, I can't promise you that, but we'll do our best.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I want to get you some can you tilt I think is it just the camera a little bit lower? I want to get more of
Let me
you
see if I
in the
can do
screen.
that. Give me one sec to see if I can add something to the back of my camera here to maybe tilt it down just a little
Yeah,
bit more.
okay, yeah,
Is
much
that a
better.
little
Fantastic. Okay, David, I
excellent?
see you great. And if we just get the slides up on the screen there.
Yeah. Okay, let me just see if I can get there. There we go. And can you see this okay?
Okay, hang on. Okay. I think so. Hang on, let's find out. Okay. Let's just advance one or two just to make sure everything is working. Okay, perfect. Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Here we go.
Everything's looking good. Okay, so let me just get this set up here. So today is gonna be kind of like I like to do like a slideshow every once in a while to give kind of investors the official story, and then we'll have
Sure.
you back for live chat when the next big news event. Let's see here what's happening. A lot of people on the live stream right now. Okay, let me just turn this over here and we'll get rolling. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to Wall Street Reporter's next Superstock live stream for January 7th, 2021. We are back with KABN Systems, KABN on the CSE, TRWRF over the counter for the American audience. And as always, our goal is to bring you those stocks which have that 10x to 100x upside potential. So again, these are companies that are going after multi-billion-dollar market opportunities. They have multiple catalysts in place to create shareholder value, and they're at a key inflection point right now, right at that threshold of explosive growth. So KABN has been working out very well. The stock was introduced, was it last month, I think, 15 cents. It's almost tripled, and now it's consolidating a little bit. Let's find out if this could be our next, 10 bagger or more. So the format is David is going to share his presentation for you, and then we'll open up for Q&A. And again, it's your questions that really make these events special. So please watch the presentation, ask David your questions, and then decide for yourself, if KABN is going to be our next 10 bagger or more. So with that said, David, I'm going to turn this over to you. And take it away.
Well, thank you, Jack. Welcome, everyone. This is a condensed presentation. We have a larger presentation on our website and a one-pager that everybody can look at. You can do your own due diligence. But we thought we'd give you a quick update on where we are and what's going on. So let's get right to it. So KABN is obviously a Canadian company listed on the CSE, the OTC, and the Frankfurt Exchange. You've got our disclaimer. Everyone can visit the website and read that. Let's talk about who is KABN North America. A little bit about who we are, our philosophy. We're focused in self-sovereign identity. That's a big mouthful, but what it means is allowing you to control your identity online, similar to what you do in the real world. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But we believe that identity is a basic human right, and consumers, not corporations, should benefit from that data and that identity. So we're all about empowering you as the consumer to control your online identity and control your online data. We've got an amazing team. The average senior leader in our organization has more than 25 years of success with proven results. We're obviously a publicly listed company. Now, some might notice that our US symbol is a gray. That came to us by way of our original RTO in June, and we're in the process now of looking at review of upgrading that symbol to the OTCQB potentially. Our business has massive reach. We're an early adopter, and we're highly scalable. Self-sovereign identity or identity is relevant to 100% of the online market, like search or communication or browsers. Everyone online is a person, and every person over time will need to verify their own identity. That makes it relevant to almost 400 million people in North America and 5 billion people globally. We're not saying we're the only company that will be doing this, but the market is so large that we have an opportunity as an early adopter, as a highly scalable company, to take advantage of this. Again, we're powering SSI in the marketplace. We're a steering committee member of the Trust Over IP Foundation. We're a member of the Lumetic Healthcare Exchange. We are involved at the source where identity, thoughts, leadership is being developed. We got a great business. We got low CapEx and low OpEx. We've just finished some fundings that we'll talk about. So we're highly cashed up and ready to go. And we'll be delivering all our SSI programs in early Q1. We're in there now. We've got a unique business and revenue approach by empowering users with verified identity at no cost. Everyone who uses our services as a consumer gets biometric SSI with verifiable credentials at no cost. But in return, you become a known verified user. And on a permission basis, we never sell or rent data. We can bring you offers and opportunities where we might make a few dollars from each one. There's no fakes, no bots, no hacks in our system. One user, one account. And we focus on data, which is the new gold. Now, in 2020, we went public. And we went public on June 10th. By June 29th, we had announced our technology rollout. And you can see throughout this slide that we started making marked improvements every month. And in fact, in December, we really did quite a bit. We launched our biometric cloud-based services. We joined the Lumetic Exchange. We brought out a COVID-19 verifiable identity credential consortium with some leading companies. We started looking at our pilot for our self-sovereign identity and more. And in December, we were very fortunate. We announced a 1.15 million brokered deal with Mackey Research, and ultimately both brokered and non-brokered did over $4 million. The response was, as a good friend of mine said, diabolical. And we closed over $4 million in the midst of the holiday season. So we're very thankful that those that participated, and it will give us the runway we need to move forward in the next few quarters. So I want to talk about our premier product, Liquid Avatar. Liquid Avatar is the ability for you as a consumer or a business person to create icons that you can share, like V cards and other factors. You can share what you want, when you want, and with whom you want. You're in control. It's your data. You're in control. We have a free suite of services that allows you to create an unlimited number of high quality avatars like you see here. Change colors of hair, skin tone, clothing, attributes. We also have something called the Liquid Avatar Marketplace. So for those that are familiar with gaming, we have a number of really amazing creators that are creating really awesome avatars that you can buy for a very small price. And eventually you'll be able to trade and sell those as well. They're very limited run. So it's all about creating value for you as a consumer and attaching that value to avatars. Right now, our avatars are two-dimensional, but I ask you to all stand by, and you'll hear in the next little while about how we're taking that to the next level. If we talk about our services, so what Liquid Avatar offers our customer base through the KABN network is biometrics, the ability to qualify yourself. Now, a lot of us are used to biometrics on our phone, but with our system, our biometrics are in the cloud. So if your device is compromised, your biometrics aren't. Our wallets, we have digital wallets that can carry a number of different things. We can carry identity, credentials, and give a consumer the ability to carry currency. We're not an MSB. We're not a bank. We'll talk about that. But you can control your wallets. And think about this. You may have credentials from governments and banks and schools and work. All of that will be able to be controlled by you within Liquid Avatar. Self-sovereign identity. Again, you control your identity and what you attach to it. We'll have data services and our verified identity services. We have an identity verification system that has been approved for use in our Visa product, which we'll talk about. And we've been running this now for about 3 years. Our users engage with the world. So we've got an addressable market of 100% of all the online and potentially real services. There isn't a category that we can't find a solution for. If you look at the various categories from education down to sporting events, we cover all of it because you as a person covers different markets and everybody covers different things. We have to be able to accommodate that. You as a person are interactive with almost 100% of these services, and we're able to help you manage that. We announced in December, this was one of our catalysts, that we have created a consortium to create a verifiable access and identity credential for COVID-19. So if you get tested or you have a vaccination, we're working with an ecosystem of partners that can verify your vaccine or your testing. We can create a credential out of that, and that you can prove that credential to a workplace, to an arena, to a school, as easily as showing it on your phone. There are safety nets and security built in around that because only you can use it based on your self-sovereign identity. And this is just the first of many credentials. We will produce prototypical and some early stage credentials, but there will be thousands and thousands of places that produce credentials. You'll be able to store and manage and manipulate and verify all of them through Liquid Avatar. This is really exciting. We've been working on this now for almost 2 years. Part of our situation is, and our goal is to empower our users to do more and more online. And for us to be able to be rewarded for that, we have to create innovative services. We're working with XTM to launch the KABN Visa card. We are approved in Canada right now. We're approved internationally, and we're already looking at opportunities in the US and beyond to launch our own Visa banking product in which we are the program manager. We are not the MSB, and it's powered by a banking solution. And it is an approved Visa card that can be used anywhere that Visa is accepted. You can load, do absolute direct deposit via checks, digital currency, P2P. And I know I've said digital currency. We don't manage digital currencies, but we have partners that can convert digital currencies to cash, and if they're approved, and then put that cash right on your card. So we have a way to create liquidity from various digital currencies based on our partnership program. Again, our card is accepted everywhere that Visa accepted in over 200 countries and 46 million merchants. What's really cool about this is our customers for our card and Liquid Avatar, regardless if you use the card, also are part of our KABN Cash program, which gives you cash back. And there'll be other announcements coming out about this to over 200. It should say 250. I'm sorry, there's an extra zero there. It's not 2,500. It is 250 merchants. And we believe there will be 2,500, but there's 250 merchants right now, major named merchants that you can go in, buy something from, and you'll get cash back. And we know that over 80% of Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z or Gen Z say that cashback offers linked to cards will make them shop at stores. We offer a mobile banking wallet included in our product. You can track balances, daily transactions, multi-language, multi-time zone, and multi-currency support. We have instant alerts and transaction freezes, so you're not caught if you lose your card doing anything. This product can be used both traditionally and online. We expect to launch by late Q1, but you can sign up today. You want this card, and again, it's limited to Canadians as our test market. You can sign up at www.kabncard.com. And again, when you look at the market for card products and revenue generation, we cover the gambit of everything from Gen Z to baby boomers. We look at what they spend online, and we believe, again, as an estimate, again, this is a forward-looking item, that we could create up to $38 a year from each of our users just by bringing them recommended offers. Remember, again, we don't sell data. We don't rent data. We bring you the offer inside the app. And if you take advantage of that offer, you win and we win. How we make money is through Liquid Avatar. We have a number of different programs that allow our partners to create opportunities within the Liquid Avatar and its marketplace. We have KABN Cash and KABN Car, and we'll have more revenue drivers as we move forward. For 2021, our goals and objectives are pretty clean. We want to focus on our marketing and communications, our business development, and execution. We want to be a thought leader in the self-sovereign identity space. We want to create and deliver products and services that have values to our customers, our clients, and our stakeholders. We want to strive to exceed the expectations of our stakeholders, to hold true to our philosophy and mission statement. The data and the identity is yours. You own it. Laws and rules around the world are proving that out. The market is being built for us. We want to be great team members, corporate citizens, and inspire others to achieve and succeed. Here's a bit of a sneak preview on what we're working on for 2021, and it's going to come pretty fast. We hope very shortly we'll be launching our open beta for Liquid Avatar. If you go to the Android store, you'll see Liquid Avatar already. It's not open for public consumption, and we're already approved by Apple as well. We're going to launch our COVID-19 verifiable credential, our SSI wallet program. Our Liquid Avatar marketplace is available today. Digital certificates of authenticity. That is the ability to connect a blockchain type credential to an avatar and allow you, if you want, to trade, sell that avatar. System enhancements for gamification engagement. We've got some really cool surprises on the way short term. Launching our product in Canada for Visa and launching our product initiative in the US. As we said earlier, we're reviewing our US symbol, and we're also looking at growing beyond the Canadian and US marketplace. So I'd like to thank you at this time for listening to the presentation. Again, there is more detailed information available on our website. So we encourage you to go there, go to liquidavatar.com, and really share the experience with others.
Okay, David, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm just stopped sharing my screen.
Okay, so let's open up for some audience Q&A. Excuse me. It's not COVID. Don't worry.
Okay.
David, so I guess to me it looks like you have like right now, multiple shots on goal of, really a couple of verticals where these are all, potentially billion-dollar opportunities.
Sure.
I think the main thing is, you have this so one of them is the you have, I think you put down around $38 per user you can generate annually.
Potentially, yes. I mean, we one of our senior advisors is from the the banking industry, and we've done this analysis time and time again. If you look at it, and you look at some of the free services out there, like creditkarma.com, they generate a substantive amount of revenue by giving away a free product, and then in return, they bring up their users' offers. Our offers are all contained within the app. We do or can market outside of that, but really, it's all about giving our consumers, our users, the ability to use our services and products for free. There's no hook, there's no upsell, there's no premium or freemium service, and then bringing them opportunities that might be enlightened by their lifestyle.
Okay, so I think the main thing that the market wants to know is, what kind of traction do you have? When can we start seeing some meaningful traction where people can then model out, okay, will these guys have 5 million? Even again, we talked about this before. Even if you have 1 million users, all of a sudden, once you get to 1 million users, people put a big value on these things.
Agreed. We have experience in the marketplace. I mean, we've built products before that have attracted hundreds of millions of users and worked with major companies to build those. So we have that experience. So we don't think of it as a sprint, it's a marathon here. So our open beta starts throughout the quarter, and then we'll expand it. We've already got relationships in place with gaming companies, insight companies, retailers. So we have access to millions and millions of users. I love the question that just popped up. Is it secure and can it be hacked? I'll come back to that in a second.
Oh, yeah, we're going to bring up. Yeah.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, what it really means is we have access to lots of people, and we're giving a secure, biometrically controlled way to manage their data and identity online for free. The addressable market is North America, 400 million. Yeah, 5 billion. We only have to capture a very tiny slice of the market, and we are early and we are built. That's the difference. We are early and we are built. We're not coming out someday. We're coming out, tomorrow-ish.
Okay. So, I mean, what it is, there's let's say 2 billion internet users. Let's say there's a billion.
5 billion. There's 5 billion.
I mean, there's the numbers are okay. So, but let's just assume there's only 2 billion, whatever numbers.
Sure.
So, 1% is what is that? That's 10. That 1% of 1 billion is 10 million. Even if you get 2 million people, 70 million, 20x.
Well, there's two different metrics here, Jack, to kind of consider. The first metric is what's the enterprise value? So what's the value of a user on a lifetime basis? And we all know this from communication and various other companies that there's an LTV. And we've done some comparisons. Again, we encourage everybody to do their own. But the comparison is that it runs from about $125 to about $1,000, depending on the type of services that our customers are using. So on an enterprise value, when you start talking about those kind of numbers and you multiply them by the user value, those numbers are immense. And then there is the performance, the EPS value, right? Like what's our earnings per share? So we're looking at the two metrics as primary KPIs. How many users are we bringing on board, and then what are they doing to generate revenue?
Okay, so yes, I guess that's the main thing. So when do you think we could start seeing some numbers, show up of those users, some meaningful numbers?
I think we're rolling out this quarter, so we're hoping to see great numbers. I mean, if someone looks at a consortium members for even the COVID program, they're going to see some very, very powerful groups. And one of them is an organization that deals with 2,000 college and university campuses in the U.S., and we expect to be doing something with them very shortly. So we have access to wide swaths of people. Our product is easy to download. It's light and friendly. And it takes only a few minutes to get engaged.
Okay. So we're talking about a couple months, 3-4 months?
Quarter, we'll start reporting numbers.
Okay. Okay, so let's go into audience questions. So how secure is your system? Can it be hacked?
Well, the answer is I don't think anything in the world, and we've seen this, is absolutely impenetrable. But here's the difference. We don't own the data. We don't control the data. You own and control the data. When you join our system, you use facial recognition through our cloud-based system and start with a username and password. Those things, we hash your biometrics, one user, one account. So you can't have multiple accounts in our system. And we can't get access to your data because it's owned and managed by you and controlled by your facial recognition. So we put some of the strongest, and we work with we're just moving on from AWS into IBM because of the security at IBM.
Okay. So somebody's asking about the crypto. Is Coinbase amongst your crypto partners to convert cryptocurrencies?
Not at this time. We'll make those announcements accordingly. But again, that will be managed third party by that exchange. And if the exchange is approved by our banking system, we can take the money from that exchange and move it onto the card. But it is an approval process and having MSBs talking to each other.
Okay, so Uzair is asking, do you use your own security system for consumer protected data, or do you rely on a third party?
Both.
Okay. Kevin's asking, I heard that you led the initial e-commerce payment gateway for the Canadian banking system. How does KABN compare?
That is true. I'm sort of the granddaddy of e-commerce in Canada. In 1997, my first internet company developed the e-commerce payment gateways for the Canadian banks and the way that consumers use credit cards online. We actually built that technology.
Okay.
So when e-commerce didn't exist, we actually made it possible.
Yeah, David, I tell you, one of the things that kind of attracted me to the KABN story. One of the things that's very important is always, is the management, right? So, in your case, I mean, you're really a pioneer in these things, which are kind of like a little bit far out, where people don't quite understand yet. Like, I don't think a lot of people quite understand. Like, they didn't understand e-commerce. Well, in 1997, I was around in I think a lot of people here in their audience were not even born yet, but e-commerce people didn't really understand e-commerce until maybe 2002 or something, or 2000.
Well, actually, the catalyst for e-commerce was Harry Potter. actually Harry Potter. Scholastic allowed you to get a book a couple weeks earlier if you bought it online, and that actually created the spur for e-commerce. But the Canadian banks, being very different than the US banks, were very hesitant
They're
to
very
do
conservative in Canada.
and so we had to convince the US banking, the Canadian banking system, and Visa and MasterCard to be able to do this online. And we worked, we had to be authorized by the NSA in the US to export 128-bit encoding. I mean, it was a very Wild West time, and it was, I mean, at that time we weren't even controlling our own routers; they were rented. So it was, and then in our second iteration, we created automated translation technology, and we had a network of over 200 million people that were conversing on social media in multiple languages. So we've built ecosystems that have hundreds of millions of people before. So and the team is probably, undoubtedly, never mind probably, undoubtedly the best team I've ever worked with. We've got some amazing people from backgrounds that know the business, know the public markets, know technology, and that's where we're able to work at this forefront.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, the way I look at these, micro cap stocks is that, it's very important to have, a CEO that has a vision, like a big picture vision, and, that's done exciting things before, and because, this could be, you never know, this could be the next phenomenal stock. I mean, look, recently we had a guy in the program who's, he's started a couple of companies, and then the next one was, a massive, it was like it became a multi-billion-dollar business. So this is very, very compelling. Let's see, any other questions here? Everybody's very shy today. No, that's
so maybe I did a really good job and nobody's got anything to ask.
You must.
But I will say something interesting. Like 3 years ago, when we looked at this industry, we basically took a stake and put it in the ground. We just locked it in the ground. And, normally you have to pick that stake up and continually move it to where you think it'll go next. But we've been very fortunate. We actually haven't moved the stake. The market is now racing towards us. I mean, I feel badly for people who have been affected by the pandemic, but ultimately, more people are online doing education. More people are online shopping, more people are online doing work, more people are online doing everything. And our business verifies everything and everyone. That's the opportunity. So, if you're gaming, we can help gaming companies, make sure that they're paying out tournament money to the right people. If you're in education, we can make sure that the right students are taking the right tests. I mean, the opportunity is unbelievable.
Alex is asking, when is the go live of the apps in the app stores, and is it available globally or just Canada?
It will be available globally.
Okay. Okay. So David, let's kind of wrap up here. Do we have something else? This is a good question.
Well, it's a really good question, but as a public company, it's hard to say. I mean, again, I don't want to give guidance here because it's important not to. But our goal, our internal goal, is to try and get a significant amount of users, and it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out. If you take the numbers that we presented today as potential revenue per person, and you take the other numbers that we talked about, $100, $125 to $1,000 per user on a lifetime value, it doesn't take a lot of users to get a lot of revenue or a lot of value in a corporation.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key milestone, for putting a value in the business, it's the revenues, really the user base. I mean, if you can get to, the first, let's call it 100,000, 500 million, and when the market sees those numbers, accelerating in the adoption, that's really when this becomes, a big story. Could be a massive success.
Right, and Jack, as we talked in the past, we went public in June. We kept it very quiet. Again, I applaud what your previous guest said. I have a 3-year lockup on my stock, so it's under a tier 2 escrow. So we're not sellers today. We're in the business to build a company. So we're not just here. We want to create ROI for our investors. That is so important. That keeps everybody engaged, and we're excited to see the performance in the last 40 days. In fact, today it's a month, actually exactly 1 month. At 2:30 in the afternoon is when the stock started to move. And I think, you guys mentioned we'd be on your show. But so we're very, very excited about that. And that gives us opportunities to raise capital, and we're cashed up. But now it's all about, growth. If you asked me one word to describe our business this year, it would be growth. And growth encompasses our marketing and communication, our business development, and our execution, our 3 pillars for the year. So we're focused on providing stakeholder value because we're stakeholders. We're there for ourselves and for everybody around us.
Okay. Yeah. So right now, really 2021 is the year of when the story actually, starts to gain traction. Okay.
Absolutely.
David, what kind of what other milestones should we be looking at? Let's call it the next 6 weeks. What else can we expect short term?
Well, we sort of said there's some enhancements coming, and I think I hope to be back very shortly to explain some of those. But we really want to take some really high-end technology and make it mainstream. I mean, there's been some very interesting applications that we've seen in gamification and engagement that we've been working on the last several months that we think over the next few weeks, people will be excited about. So I saw that our acquisition cost, that little.
This is a very good question.
It's a great question. So we wanted to make sure we had a way for people to get on easily and simply. So level 1 for us is come on, hash your biometrics. So, use our app. We take control of your camera for that moment in time, and we hash your biometrics. And then you use a username and password that you want to use. That's level 1. That cost of acquisition is very nominal internally. I will talk about external cost of acquisition separately. Then we have level 2 that if you want a verified credential, we do a traditional FinCEN, FinTrack recognized KYC and AML. We know that you're a real person with real credentials. We knew you were real when you did your biometric. Now we know enough to verify you for an identity credential. Then level 3 for us is adding what's called a proof of residence. That gets you into our banking schema and other services. That costs a little more. We're starting to talk a couple dollars per user of acquisition. But here's the kicker. People have to go out and market their services. We already have partners out there that are starting to market our services. So our cost of acquisition on a marketing basis is nominal. We're going to be doing very little direct to retail and a lot of partnered marketing where our partners will recommend us to their users.
Okay. Okay. So David, I want to ask you here, what's to wrap up right now, in your opinion, top 3 reasons why investors should consider KABN right now?
First of all, I think, as everyone says, it's our team. We have a phenomenal team, and everybody should take a look at it. And I think the second reason is our reach. Our addressable market is 100% of people online. And very few companies can say that because everyone will need identity services, and everybody will need to hold identity in electronic wallets. So that's a real open. And the third situation is we're very fortunate. We're now cashed up. We've just finished our financings, and we're ready to go. Our technology is built. We have low OPEX and low CAPEX. So I think those 3 reasons: team, reach, and ability to perform.
Okay. On that note, David, I want to thank you. And thank you, everybody, for joining today's live stream. And we will see you on the next one.
Thanks so much, Jack.